Provost and Deputy Vice-Chancellor. As public orator, may I present Karen-Mae Hill, a candidate for the Honorary Degree of Doctor of Laws. Karen-Mae was born in St. George's, one of the 6 parishes of Antigua. Antigua and Barbuda are part of the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean, with a population of just over 90,000. After many years as the British colony, Antigua and Barbuda became an independent state within the Commonwealth of Nations in 1981. The calypso singer Harry Belafonte had a song, "Man Smart, Woman Smarter," in which he says that women are superior to men in every way. We should be able to see this in 2 of the best-known Antiguans in the world. One is Her Excellency Karen-Mae Hill, and the other is the cricketer and national hero, Sir Vivian Richards. Both enjoyed school and took advantage of the first-class education system in Antigua, which achieves 99% literacy on the island. From an early age, Karen-Mae had an interest in the law, which was inspired by her father, who rose through the ranks of the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda to become Deputy Police Commissioner and a police prosecutor. She developed the self-belief that there was nothing she could not achieve if she worked hard. Karen-Mae excelled in all subjects, played the piano, and she particularly enjoyed French. Going back to our cricketer, Sir Viv Richards, of course, excelled at sport, especially cricket. We'll come back to him later. Following her A-level exams in Antigua, Karen-Mae was chosen as the one Antiguan for a place at the University of the West Indies in Barbados to read law. However, the course offered was law alone, and she wanted to study law with French and also to continue to develop her skills as a pianist. In 2001, Karen-Mae took the smart decision to come to the University of Leicester on an Antiguan National Academic Scholarship to study for an LLB law in law, French law and language. During her time at Leicester, Karen-Mae stayed in Gilbert Murray Hall and Putney Road houses, which at that time had groups of 6 rooms with shared amenities. She enjoyed her academic work and took part in the law department competitions and debates. She remembers her teachers, Anne Miller, Pascal Lorbert, David Pollard, and Robin White. She also made time for piano lessons with the university piano teacher Marlene Fleet. Karen-Mae was brought up a Seventh-day Adventist, and she was a regular member of the Adventist Church on the corner of University Road and London Road, where she played the organ and was a youth leader. After graduation, Karen-Mae was the first Antiguan to obtain a Rhodes Scholarship at Oxford, where she read for an MPhil in Development Studies. Her thesis explored the political economy of offshore financial services from a Caribbean perspective. At Oxford, she was an active member of the Rhodes community and the African Caribbean Society. Karen-Mae was amazed at the range of activities during her time at Oxford, which reinforced her ambition for the future. After Oxford, Karen-Mae completed the bar exams at the BPP Law School, where she was a Gray's Inn Prince of Wales Scholar. After being called to the bar, she accepted a coveted place for pupillage at the Verulam Buildings Chambers in Gray's Inn, and she remains a member of the Honourable Society of Gray's Inn. Karen-Mae spent several months in the Channel Islands, where she worked for the Jersey Financial Services Commission, deepening her understanding of the regulation of international financial services. She then completed a law conversion course at the University of West Indies and successfully passed the qualifying exams to be called to the bar of the Eastern Caribbean. Karen-Mae returned to Antigua to work as a barrister, a financial services regulator, and a banker for 15 years. In 2017, she came to London to take up her position as High Commissioner for Antigua and Barbuda to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. She is also non-resident ambassador of her country to Germany Estonia and Lithuania. She is the first Antiguan and Barbudian female and the youngest to serve in these positions. Karen-Mae's areas of professional interest are the regulation of financial services, trade, and the blue economy. Antigua and Barbuda has a combined land area of 440 square kilometers, but an ocean area of 110,000 kilometers. The idea that two small islands have a huge potential in their ocean inspires Karen-Mae, and she plays a key role on the International Steering Committee for the development of a Centre for Oceanography and the Blue Economy at the University of West Indies' Five Islands campus on Antigua and Barbuda. An economy dependent on tourism is vulnerable to hurricanes, earthquakes, and events like COVID-19. It is essential for Antigua and Barbuda to diversify to exploit the potential of its large ocean spaces. An accomplished pianist, Karen-Mae is the founder and chair of the Antiguan and Barbudan Youth Symphony Orchestra. The orchestra plays not only standard classical music, but also includes the steel band and other aspects of local culture. Indeed, one of our own students, Mimi Bird, was inspired by the British Antiguan cellist Sheku Kanemason to teach students at the Youth Orchestra of Antigua. Every year, all 7 members of the Kanemason family go to Antigua to inspire young musicians in a festival created by Karen-Mae called Music to Inspire. The Antigua and Barbudan Youth Symphony Orchestra recently completed its first tour of London, Oxford, and the Channel Islands in October 2023. Karen-Mae developed a successful exchange program for young cricketers between clubs in the UK and Antigua and Barbuda. She has adopted the empowerment of youth, persons of disability, and music as a force for social mobility and harmony as her areas of social focus. Karen-Mae was instrumental in securing a multi-million-pound grant to build the Harrison Centre for Continuing Studies in Antigua. She is also a disability rights advocate and worked with the Commonwealth Secretariat to host 2 I Am Able conferences in Antigua and Barbuda. The conferences focused on access to employment, education, healthcare, and political participation for persons with disability in the Caribbean. In the 2023 Diplomatic Awards, Karen-Mae was awarded Diplomat of the Year for North America and the Caribbean, and in the same year, an OBE for services to youth and the arts. Going back to the words of calypso singer Harry Belafonte, Antiguan cricketer Sir Vivian Richards is indeed a smart player, but there is no doubt today that our alumna Karen-Mae Hill is smarter, and that's that. Provost and Deputy Vice-Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate and Council, I present Karen-Mae Hill that you may confer upon her the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws.
Thank you kindly for those words. As I prepared to join you all today in this hall, on a campus, in a city that has played such a significant and happy part in my life, I could not help but reflect on my slightly younger self, sitting here among the ranks of graduates in 2001. I also reflected that this university counts among its graduates distinguished men and women who have risen to global prominence for their work in many fields. And today, in this hall, I have no doubt that there are among us graduates who will one day join the pantheon of notable alumni of this university. I also reflected on the current state of the world from the perspective of both a diplomat and an island girl. Many of you will share my concern and at times alarm over the steady and at times frenzied drumbeat of doom that saturates our media, as we witness scenes of war and threatening escalation around our world, as we contemplate a world hurtling towards the many unknowns of the increasing dominance of AI, as we stand on the sidelines or join the thick of the raging social debates of the day, as we consider the impacts of climate change, which for this island girl is an existential threat as we face more frequent and more powerful hurricanes that wipe out multiple percentages of our GDP in hours in a single climatic event. It is very easy, everyone, to allow reflection on these realities to consume our thinking and our actions. Indeed, I am always buoyed by how informed and concerned more and more people are, increasingly younger people as well, of all demographics, of these important issues of the day. However, in the midst of these somber reflections, I encourage persons, especially those who are graduating today, to consider three things. The first is this: we must never allow ourselves to become so consumed with what is wrong or what is still wrong that we miss out on celebrating the progress we have made, the battles we have won, even while continuing the war. I take race relations, for example. Oftentimes, the debate suggests that all is wrong and all is hopeless, and fails to recognize that we have indeed made progress. The mere fact that I am standing here today is evidence that we have made progress. The second thing I want us to reflect on is that our advocacy must advance the cause of unity wherever possible and allow ideas to contend. I often say to people when we discuss political and social issues that I recognize that I have a voice, but I am not the voice. How much we benefit from the kaleidoscope of ideas that make up the rainbow of human thought. This is how I feel whenever I sit around the table of the Commonwealth as a governor, an organization that represents one of the strongest responses to combating inequality, where we sit as co-equals, large states and small states, wealthy, powerful states, and not so powerful states. Historical oppressors now sitting as co-equals with people who were formerly oppressed, all bound together by a charter which articulates the values of we the people of the Commonwealth, values for the development of free societies that promote peace, prosperity, and improve lives for all. And the third thing I want to leave with us today is that we ought to do something to make the world a better place in our respective corners. I'm increasingly fond of people like His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and his Earthshot Prize, because the ethos of that prize is to move beyond merely pointing out what is wrong and to bring to the fore innovators and innovations which are focused on doing something about fixing what is wrong. I extend congratulations to all those graduating today and to all those like me to whom this great honor is being bestowed. I extend thanks to the University Council for considering me for this honor, and I'm humbled by its significance, not only me, but for my family, my friends, and my island home. And when you leave this hall today and the temperatures feel as if they are below freezing, might I remind you all that there is a place in the sun called Antigua and Barbuda to which you are all welcomed for temperatures above 25 degrees. Thank you very much.